Morning and welcome to my Tireside chat. Well, I'm back. I'm home. Back from Zona. Made it back last night. Pretty painless travel time. Actually, the flight was nice. My boss and I, we flew American Airlines out to Phoenix and back, and it's funny, when we were booking it, our executive assistant lady, call her a lady, she's younger than I am, so calling her a lady makes her sound older than she is, but but she handles all the flights and everything for everyone in the company whenever they have to fly, but usually it's only ever to like Las Vegas and back, so she had no idea. She was like, I can't find any direct flights or any decent flights to Phoenix from Fresno. I'm like, well, have you looked at American? Because I've flown American there lots of times on my way to, DFW or Houston. And she's like, oh, no, I haven't looked at... Oh, yeah, look at that. They have direct flights. They're a little bit more pricey than Southwest. I'm like, yeah, well, get what you pay for, too. I don't know. I only went on that one recent flight to Vegas, or back from Vegas on Southwest, and it was okay. I mean, it got me from point A to point B, so. Anyways, the flights that she booked for us, actually, it originally was fine. Yeah, we had seats at the front of coach, at the very front of coach. But then round trip, we saw, we can upgrade to first class, and it was like $50 each way to Phoenix and back, which is like an hour and a half flight. I think it actually says when you book it, it's like an hour 50, but in reality, when we flew back last night, because we were a little late in taking off because they had to switch crews, I think it was like an hour 15 or something, like they were booking it. At one point, Doug got his phone out and he had, this GPS app, it showed our speed and everything too, and we were up close to 600 miles an hour, which, yeah, we're like 900 miles. Oh, well, that's not by the way the crow flies, or by the way the 747 flies. That's like 900 miles driving, which is not exactly straight from Phoenix to Fresno. But yeah, we made it back, and I wasn't really timing it, but we got back like 15 minutes earlier than what it had said on the ticket. So where am I going with this? It's good to be back. Yeah, it was a long day yesterday. I almost hit 20,000 steps. By the time we left the conference, we left that hotel at like noon, 12:30, and then we drove halfway back and we went to that Lucille's barbecue place again that we went to on Monday. Man, that was good. I don't remember if I did. I posted some pictures of that on Facebook, but yeah, whereas when we went there on Monday, I just got it was like a brisket bowl, which was like rice and black beans and grilled veggies and some like brisket burnt ends, which were delicious, but there's only like 5 of them in this bowl, which is all right for lunch. Like, it wasn't too filling, but when we went back yesterday, we were both like, we just need to get a plate of meat and some other sides. We got to try some different stuff. So yeah, I got some actual brisket and pulled pork, and I had to get some of the okra. That stuff's delicious. And then I got what else do we have? And then you got the corn pudding. Oh my god, I had to pick the wrong time to go to work. Look at this line of cars to get to the freeway. Son of a bitch. And there's like a truck pulling out. What is this guy doing? Is it a big rig pulling out from a side street? Yeah, I'm screwed. What was I forgot what I was talking about. I'm still wide awake, I guess. Oh, brisket. Who could forget that? Yeah, anyways, all that to say, that was delicious, and let's see, what else did I get? I got, yeah, and I tried, oh yeah, Doug gave me some of his, he got some ribs, I tried some of the ribs. That place is pretty legit. Coming from someone who's had, you know, a fair amount of Texas barbecue, it was, yeah, it was pretty legit. I will have to say that. Let's see, can I squeeze over? I might have to squeeze over to this lane. Yeah, oh, I'm coming over. Look out, son of a bitch. Too bad. So that was good. By the time we finished lunch, and then it was like, well, we may as well just head to the airport at this point because there's nothing else we could do. Because it was like 1 o'clock, and I mean, it was 1 or 1:30, and our flight didn't board until like after 6. But yeah, so it was like, oh, by the time we went back to the rental car place, turned in the rental car, and then there was a train at the Phoenix airport, like a sky train that takes you back to, it's like they're carrying a piece of rebar. Wow, it's a good weapon. Yeah, the sky train. And by the time we got through airport security and everything, it was like almost 3 o'clock. And then I went for a walk around the Phoenix airport. I did a walk. I got my new Fitbit here. Actually, after I was walking for a while, it's like detected that I was on a walk and started tracking it. And yeah, I did, like, from where we were in gate B19, I walked all the way back to the other side. I think it was the D gates, and back, which was like 1.5 miles, according to this. But I mean, it didn't kick in until after I'd been walking for a minute, so it might have been, it was like 1.5, 2 miles round trip. And then by the time I got back, then I sat down, you know, it was like 4:30, 5 o'clock, and then I sat in my chair, and I think I fell asleep for like 20 minutes, took a little nap, and then we're walking around looking at different things. I found some pineapple bubblies. I don't know if you saw that on Instagram, but yeah, one of the places I went to, they had a variety of different bubblies. When everywhere else in there, most usually you can find, for whatever reason, is cherry flavor, grapefruit, and lime, which those are not their best flavors. I don't know why those are the most popular ones. I think I just went through that red light. No, nobody cares. Yeah, the lime one is pretty good. I like the lime one. I mean, it's just like drinking a Sprite, which I'm not that excited about. But anyways, yeah. So all of that to say, yeah, we paid the extra. You know, it was like $115 per person round trip to upgrade to first class, and best $100 I've spent in a while, I'd say. Just, I mean, also I reminded Doug on our flight back yesterday, or when we were getting ready to board, or go through security and check in and everything, that I was like, you know, if we weren't paying for first class, we'd be paying $30 to check your luggage. Your one bag, because we were checking a bag, and first class it's included. So I'm like, well, that's like $60 of that 118 right there. That's, you know, that's half of the cost of first class. So really, you're only paying $30 each way, or thereabouts, for the upgrade to first class. Pretty sweet deal. You get to board first, and then you get the nice, big, comfy chairs, and it's a little more spacious. I mean, yeah, it's only an 1.5 hour flight, but yeah, it's just little perks. And yeah, and because it's such a short flight, you know, you don't get a meal or anything like that, but they give you drink service, and they just bring a basket of snacks out, and you get to like pick, oh, I want like 3 of these. And like, yeah, okay, whatever. So yeah, I made it home last night. Yeah, we got back to Fresno, and then Doug gave me a ride to the house, because he had his car parked in the parking garage at the Fresno airport. I'm headed back to work, headed back to the office, back to some normalcy. The conference thing was good. Like I said, I'm probably going to be doing this every year going forward, and which would be that's kind of cool. I'm looking forward to that, and probably by next year it'll just be me. And you know, I always prefer for work-related stuff. I prefer to travel alone, anyways. I like working alone, and I like traveling alone when I can. You know, if it's a family trip, of course I like going with my family, but for work, it's nice to travel alone. I don't have to wait on anyone else. I just like to do whatever I like to do. Enjoy the freedom, you know. But yeah, in the future, yeah, who knows? So they had it in Phoenix this year, but and this was the first year that they had this conference since pre-COVID. And people were saying previously they had it. It was like Miami, and then somewhere in Colorado one year. So they hold them all over the country. So that's interesting. I mean, looking forward to maybe going somewhere new and exciting. They said one year they had it in Las Vegas, and like I've been there, done that so many times. Like not. Okay, and we have an office there. I'm probably going to be going sometime in the next few weeks. We got to figure that out. That's the thing. It was nice. We go, you know, spend 3 days focusing on. Now, this is a key piece of software that our company uses for, you know, coordinating projects and tracking progress in those projects and whatnot. But you know, it's one piece out of like 37 other things that I have to manage, and it would be nice if I had the bandwidth to just focus on nothing but that for even a month or two, and you know, getting everything. Oh, we need to like implement this feature and roll it out to everybody and do training on it, and because there's a lot of really good beneficial things that we could do with this software that would really help the company be more efficient and more profit-driven or whatever. But unfortunately, we're having to juggle that with 37 other things. And you know, on our flight back yesterday, Doug and I were talking about, you know, like I said, and he agreed. He said he was thinking the same thing. It was like, well, what I think what we need to do is tomorrow, while it's still fresh in our minds, like block out an hour on our calendar and just brainstorm and say, okay, what are like 5 key takeaways that we have from this conference, and you know, what things can we implement, and how much work is it going to take to implement them, and what priorities should we be doing this in, and how can we fit that into everything else that we have going on. So we'll and that's, you know, we'll do the best that we can do. But in the meantime, I'm like, oh, let's see, what else did we have going on? I've got a list that I've been ignoring since last week, since, you know, now it's time to switch hats and get back into the swing of normal daily life. And then I'm thinking about, oh yeah, this ongoing help desk ticket that I had for this guy downstairs. His network keeps dropping off randomly every few days. Oh, what else was I working on before I left? I gotta kind of get back into it. So work. What else? Is there anything else going on outside of work? Oh, I don't know. What do you want to talk about? What do we got to talk about? Where are you gonna go? What? What do you want from me? What do you want from me? I like this. One dog's looking one way, the other dog's looking the other way. And this guy's saying, what do you want from me? Man. Yeah, I'm still kind of out of it today. I would like to just stay home today and be lazy for a few hours, and then of course I would get up and start like cleaning the house or something. But you know, what else do you want to talk about? Crypto. Nah, I don't want to talk about that. Except for the fact that I haven't really been doing much around it at all. I'm just kind of like holding what I have and then occasionally checking to see where prices are. And thinking, we'll see where things are in 6 months to a year. Which, yeah, it's not far off the Bitcoin halving. Halving. H-A-L-V-I-N-G. Which I think is still estimated to be like March of 2024, and at which point they expect the price of Bitcoin to jump. That's what has traditionally always happened in the past. When that happens every 3 years or thereabouts. Don't ask me to start explaining it. But. So, anyways, no, I'm not going to talk about crypto. We have this weekend we have on Saturday, my company is having a party it's out in Sanger at some farmhouse venue thing that I've never been there before, but everybody at work is pretty excited about that, and it's a thing where you bring your significant other, and they have a charter bus that picks people up at the office in Clovis and will charter everyone out there. And I've had a couple people in the office be like, "Oh, Robin, you gotta go on the bus. It's so much fun." Like Adam, the CFO, gets on and he just riles everyone up, and we just have such a great time. And they're like passing out shots and like no. And then like, when does the bus come back? Well, there's one at 10 and one at 11. Like, no, I'm gonna take my own car, thanks. I just want to be able to leave when I want to leave, and yeah. And then the wife's gonna be with me, and I normally like to be in bed by 9:30 or 10, and not gonna be like doing any shots. That's not really my scene anymore. And then stories of other people have said people like to really get hammered by like 9 o'clock. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It'll be really fun to go to the party. I mean, now that I've been at the company for over 6 months, and I've actually gotten to be more or less friends with some people. I know a lot of people now, as opposed to just if I had just started a couple weeks ago. It's nice to know people. Anyway, so that's Saturday evening, and then the following weekend is when this band project I'm in, we're playing at the Fresno Fair. That's Saturday the 14th, and I think it's at like 1 o'clock, so I'm still gonna get more details on that, but we've got a couple more practices that we can do, which is probably needed. It's gonna be needed. The last practice we had on Sunday, the guy who's the guitarist who booked the gig didn't even show up to practice. I guess he had a gig the night before, and a couple of the other guys in the band said, yeah, it was at Goldstein's, and they didn't finish until as you do at Goldstein's, because I've played those gigs before, until you don't finish until 12:31 in the morning. And he's like, oh, he probably went home with some girl and was drinking and then slept in. Still, who knows? When our practice started at noon, and by the time we left at like 3:30, nope, we still hadn't heard back from him at all. So I'm like, I hope he's alive. But we ran through our set list anyways, and picked a song order and worked on a few things. So at least I feel much more prepared. I'm not super happy with some of the song choices, and normally I wouldn't care so much, but it's like, okay, we're at the fair in this beer garden. There's potentially going to be hundreds of people that we're playing in front of. I would like us to do as best as possible. I know, shouldn't worry about it too much. I shouldn't worry about it at all, really. Oh man. Okay, well, I'm at work. I'm gonna stop flapping my gums, get inside, get some work done. Well, at least there's some parking spaces here still. That's good. It's like 10 minutes to 8, and now all the cars are rolling in at once. Yeah, I could have gotten here a half hour sooner at least. At least. Who's honking? Quit with the honking. Alright, I'm gonna park the car here and then I'll shut the video off. Go inside and maybe make some more tea. That sounds good. Alright, everyone. Have a good one.